Welcome once again. We're here at Awesome English, and today we're going to talk a little bit about personality. Now, anytime someone begins learning English, they often spend a lot of time learning about appearance, but they don't talk quite as much about personality. So today I want to do something a little bit different, because when we talk about people, it's not just about what they look like. The more important part, of course, is what's inside. So here we want to talk about things that we usually think of as being positive, and then we'll talk about the opposites, things that are a little bit negative. So, someone is very nice, someone is very kind, they behave well towards others, they're nice to other people. And we can use the opposite. Unkind is obviously the opposite of kind, and the opposite of nice would be mean. Someone who's patient, they're willing to wait. They are accepting of people bothering them sometimes. And then the opposite, we just use this prefix. We make it impatient. Generous, someone who's willing to share their money, maybe. Sometimes they're willing to share their time. And if it's the opposite of that, they're not willing to share their money, we say they are very cheap. They never want to pay for anything. They don't give money to charity. They're not into helping others, at least when it comes to money. Okay? Funny. We all know funny, someone who can make you laugh, someone who enjoys jokes. And then maybe boring. We've all had teachers in life, some of them have been boring, and hopefully you've had at least one or two that have been funny. Polite and impolite, very important to me. I try to make sure my nephews are very polite. They use proper language, they're nice to other people. They behave in the way we would want them to. And then, of course, we have people who are impolite, or we might also call them rude. They say mean things, they don't behave well with others. Some of my students are very hardworking. They do their homework, they study, they really want to improve, most of them, hopefully. And then, of course, every so often you get a student who's lazy. They don't want to work hard, they don't want to do anything, they want everything to be handed to them. Friendly and unfriendly is very easy. We all know the word friend. Friendly. Do they like talking to people? Do they like meeting new people? Are they helpful? These all go into being friendly. And again, if we want to use a prefix, we can just change it to unfriendly. And then another one is intelligent, smart, does their brain work? And then we have the opposite of stupid. Okay. And the next category, these things may not be good or bad, but we're still going to talk about them as being opposite to one another. So if a person is confident, they believe in themselves. They always think that they can do it. Now the opposite of this, it's not necessarily that this person is bad in any way, but unfortunately they don't believe in themselves. They always think that maybe they can't do it. And some people are like that. It doesn't make them a bad person. People who are quiet. Now when I come to work, I have to do a lot of talking. I talk to people all day. However, in my private life, I'm actually very quiet. And maybe the opposite of that is someone who is very adventurous. Someone who likes to get out and do things. Someone who likes skydiving. Or we might call them very active. They play a lot of sports. They like to go out all the time. When we're describing people and we use the word quiet, we're not usually talking so much about their voice. But we could. We do have people who are loud. But quiet people enjoy doing things at home. They like staying at home. Me personally, I like to read a lot because I'm a quiet person. We have sociable. Like to be around other people. Like to interact, like meeting new people. And then we also have shy. And of course, there's nothing wrong with being shy. It's just part of some people's personality. They feel more comfortable if other people come to talk to them. It's difficult for them to go and meet a new person. Relaxed, easygoing. I usually try to be relaxed and easygoing. I try to be easygoing with my students. I try not to let very much bother me. I certainly don't like to be angry or upset in class. What we want to do is usually okay with me, easygoing. I don't have to make all the decisions. And then we might have the opposite, which would be serious. You know, maybe your father is serious. If you're a 16-year-old man, yeah, he probably is because he needs to be. And the same thing with stern. We don't get a lot of jokes out of someone who's going to be stern. And of course, there are going to be times when all of us are relaxed and easygoing, and there'll be other times when all of us are serious. We're just talking about personality in general. And then the last one, we have organized or tidy. They like to have everything in its place. They like to keep things clean. I am not a tidy person. I'm very messy. My desk here at work is messy, and my room at home is messy. I'm not very organized. That's just part of who I am. Another two I want to talk about, which I think are very interesting, are introverts and extroverts. Now, this might be a new word for a lot of us. An introvert is someone who likes to spend a lot of time by themselves. They spend a lot of time thinking. Introverts, very often like reading. They talk to themselves. They like walking in nature. They'll go to the park by themselves. I like to go to the movies by myself, which people find very strange. Extroverts are the opposite. They want to be out meeting people. They really feel energized by interacting with other people. They have no problem making new friends. I find if I spend a lot of time with a lot of people, I feel very tired after. Extroverts usually feel like they have a lot of energy after being around lots of people. And then we have optimists and pessimists. The most common example in English is, if you have a glass of water, is it half empty or is it half full? Someone who is an optimist will say, yeah, look at this. I have half a glass of water. That's good. That's much better than no water. And the pessimist will look at this situation and will think, I wish I had more water. I could have this much water and I only have this much water. Optimists and pessimists, it just depends on how do we look at the world. We can see the same situation in two different ways. I try to be an optimist. And one other way we can describe people's personalities are the things that they like. The things that we like tell us a lot about who we are as people. For instance, he likes children. What does that tell us? Anyone who likes children is probably patient, because children will annoy you or bother you, or they'll just want a lot of things. They're wonderful, but my nephews always pick me up, pick me up, pick me up. Please, Uncle Zach, Uncle Zach, Uncle Zach. Yes, Ryan, I will pick you up. Please wait. Do you like pets? Pets can be messy, they can be noisy, they can be dirty, but they also love you. Some people are very caring, they enjoy having pets in the house. Other people don't like them. The elderly, this is another word for saying people who are a little bit older. Some people don't like the elderly. I think enjoying elderly people, you are patient, you're respectful, you like listening, and maybe you're a little bit quiet. Elderly people tend not to be all that energetic anymore. Do you like reading? That's going to tell us a lot about if you're quiet. Do you like spending time by yourself? Are you an intellectual person? Do you like studying? And those sort of things. And the last one, do you like being alone? Some people love being alone. Some people feel very, very uncomfortable. So when we talk about personality, there's lots of different words we can use. This list is just a short one. It's certainly not a full list of adjectives for personality. See, these were some of the ones I wanted to talk about today. So again, I hope this video helps, and I'll see you again next time.